Hi, Andre.
Hey, Miles.
All right, so this is coming as a surprise in recording this, but welcome to the Secret Origins episode.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah, let's do this.
So this is going to be my interview of you because I kind of want to make something for the audience here because comics seem impenetrable, right?
Yes.
Do you think? All right, do.
No, I agree.
Yeah, it's just like because like manga, there's one creator, and it's just like 1 through like 57 or whatever.
Yeah.
And they've been doing it for decades. Whereas you kind of just have Superman or Batman. They've been going on for like 85, 90 years.
Yeah. 85. I believe it's 85 this year.
Okay. Oh, wow.
I saw a little video on it earlier.
Okay, so yeah, like that's the thing. Like the oldest superheroes, the most popular ones, have been going on for over 50 years. Spider-Man's going on 60, and so on. So I just really kind of wanted to ask, how did you get into comic books? Just so we can help readers or people who are trying to explore comic books know that it isn't hard, because we got into comic books in what, 2007?
Like 2006, 2007.
Yeah, we were like roughly like 15, 16.
Just about. Yeah.
Yeah, and we were in when we got into comic books was
We were already in high school.
Yeah, we were in high school. We walked into our first comic book shop, and Civil War just ended. The first Civil War.
Yeah, the first Civil War just ended. Ultimates 2 just ended.
Yeah. So there was a lot of continuity coming in, like, to those comic books. Spider-Man was back in black. Hulk was coming back from doing his Planet Hulk thing.
Yeah.
Grant Morrison started their Batman run. Superman was doing whatever Superman was doing at the time.
I think it was the new Krypton
era. Oh, it was the new Krypton era.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, can you help the audience and explain, like, how did you get into comic books? Like, start off from the beginning. Like, do you remember the first comic book you read, and like how that's kind of like got you into reading into the modern age?
It's hard to pinpoint which comic I read first, but I just want to preface this by saying it was Dad, who he was a comic book collector when he was young. You know what? I think it may have been Marvel versus DC, or DC versus Marvel, or whatever.
The title was interchanged each issue.
Oh, each issue would change?
Yeah.
Oh, so whatever you say is correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I believe it was that because I knew, like, I believe just like getting into superheroes, we grew up in the age of Batman the Animated Series, X-Men the Animated Series, Spider-Man, and then you had like those one season shows of like Iron Man, Hulk, Fantastic Four, Avengers, United.
Yeah. I hated that one.
Yeah, same. The costumes were so ugly.
Yeah, and as we matured, Superman and the Batman Beyond, Justice League,
Static Shock.
Static Shock was a great one.
Yeah. So I believe just like growing up and having those superhero cartoons really just made me like superheroes. Even for Halloween, I was Batman for like 5 years.
Yeah, and you were Batman Beyond for another 5.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Being a big fan of Power Rangers, they're superheroes.
Oh yeah.
Beetleborgs. We grew up in like the prime of like children's television.
Yeah.
And I believe that had like a really big influence on me. Then finding out that Dad collected comics, and I believe it was DC versus Marvel, because I knew that those two companies were separate. Marvel had X-Men, Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, and the Avengers. I knew that DC had Batman, the Justice League, Superman, and all those. So when I read DC vs. Marvel, it was... I knew what I was getting into. These characters fighting, like Robin and Jubilee.
Yeah. Batman and Captain America.
Yeah. Wonder Woman versus Storm. Yeah. God, yeah. So I remember just getting into that, and then, going and finding all of Dad's comics in his cardboard box next to his boxing magazines.
Yeah. Which were the ones that stuck out to you?
It was X-Men Days of Future Past.
Oh yeah, with the torn cover.
Yeah.
The first page is Kitty Pryde running with the
with like a briefcase or whatever. Yeah, that was that one stood out to me. Also, Nova #1.
Yes.
Ooh, there was just something so cool about Nova.
His mediocrity.
Yes, he was a very D or C-list hero.
Yeah.
A Green Lantern knockoff.
Green Lantern and Spider-Man knockoff.
Yeah, and he teamed up with Spider-Man.
Yeah, but he was not a genius. He was not good at sports. He was so mediocre that he got the Green Lantern powers. And that was Marv Wolfman, wasn't it?
It was Marv Wolfman, yeah.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, even going back and rereading it, because I got the omnibus, I think about a year ago. Ooh, man, I think I got about to issue 9, and I remember loving it back then. Dad had issues 1 through 24, 25.
Yeah.
That was the first volume of the book. I remember being so like in love with it, and just thinking his costume was so cool with the bucket helmet.
The bucket helmet and the
yeah, like I even have the little action figure right up there of his classic costume. Obviously, my 2 favorite Marvel characters are Cyclops and Nova, Richard Rider. Yeah. And, you know, I really gravitated towards Richard Rider. He was just, like you said, mediocre.
Yes.
I really resonated with that because I wasn't really good, but I wasn't really bad either.
Yeah.
I was just skating in the middle, and you know what? That's fine. Yeah. Whatever. I'm still doing my shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I was totally into Nova.
Yeah.
And I remember that was the first series I ever read from issue 1 till it ended.
Yeah.
And I remember just being into it and wanting to know more about the character, and I would get on the computer, the family computer, and I would go and I would look up, what else did Richard Rider
appear in? Like,
okay, are there any more recent books? And that's when I found out that there was this big event called Annihilation.
Yeah.
And
that yes. Annihilation was the event that was happening concurrently with Civil War. Mm-hmm. So Civil War was all the Earth heroes, of course, fighting each other on Earth due to the Registration Act. And then you had Annihilation, which was deep into the cosmos of the Marvel Universe. And they're fighting their own war.
Yeah, and it was such a good book because, and then like backtracking just a little bit, like I knew some of the cosmic heroes because Dad would always show us the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah.
Dad was a big Silver Surfer fan, and we read the Return of Thanos storyline, Thanos Quest.
Oh yeah, he even has a tattoo from one of the pages.
Oh yeah, and in his copy of Thanos Quest, you could see the pencil outline
from the tattoo artist that did it.
Yeah. Which I think is pretty cool.
Do you remember the DC and Marvel encyclopedias that we got for Christmas?
Oh yeah, that's right.
I think those had a big inspiration because we didn't have to dive into we kind of had like a pick of the litter because we didn't have to go into a comic book store. We just kind of had like the character histories and stuff in that encyclopedia.
Yeah, that's right. They gave you the DC and they gave me the Marvel.
Yeah, even though I always opened up the Marvel one because we grew up reading mostly Marvel because Dad.
Yeah. I think the only thing DC Dad had was the Death of Superman.
He had Death of Superman, DC versus Marvel, Superman versus Hulk, and Robin #1.
Oh, that's
Remember
right.
It was bagged?
Yeah.
It was polybagged?
Yeah.
But yeah, he was mostly a Marvel fan. But I was listening to a podcast and they mentioned like, all right, if you got your start in comic books, you're looking at like a visual encyclopedia, shout out to you. And then it was the Comics Collective.
Oh.
The host Dallas and Ann were talking about it just very briefly, but I was like, hey, I remember the encyclopedias. We had like the 2005 edition or something.
We did have the 2005 edition.
And I remember just always going through that and looking up like the histories of like all these characters, and they're like, shout out to all you who got your favorite Fringe character from reading those things. I was like, yeah, I remember like looking and seeing like all these like weird ass characters that like never appeared in a comic book ever again, but you know their history.
Pip the Troll.
Yeah, Pip the Troll. Oh my god.
Yeah, so that really helped, and I'm growing up. We were pretty tech savvy.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure kids today are too. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, at the time when technology was coming up.
Yeah, we had broadband internet and couldn't be on the phone and the computer at the same time.
Yeah, the AOL sound.
Dial up.
That was awful.
Yeah.
So I remember this one time we found a website that ordered comics, and we thought we could just go there and pick it up.
Oh yeah,
it was you, me, and Jerry.
That's right. Yeah, it was in a warehouse over in the Watson Center, right?
Wait, was it Jerry or was it?
It was. I think it was David.
Was it David? It wasn't David. Anyways, there was. We had someone else with us, and we walked all the way to this business store over in the Watson Center.
Yeah,
and of course, no one was there naturally.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay.
We saw the boxes there.
We saw the boxes.
And we're trying to see if we can find a Nova comic book in through the window.
Yeah. Yeah, that was our mistake. And we walked all the way over there, which was about a good 2 miles.
Yeah, it was 19 miles. 2 mile walk.
Yeah.
For like a few 13-year-olds.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, we weren't able to do anything until Dad took us to Comic Cult. Here in the Harbor Gateway area.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, do you remember going into a comic store for the first time?
Yeah. I remember walking in there and being like, oh my god, this is what a real comic book store looked like after watching Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah. Remember we went on a field trip once and we walked by Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash in downtown.
We did do that.
Or was it Westwood? I think it was Westwood. But I think the store wasn't open for some reason.
Because it was early in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
It was 9 a.m.
Yeah.
But I remember being such in awe by seeing all the posters, the massive amount of comics.
The smell of cigarettes.
The smell of cigarettes from the owners.
Yes.
And it was really cool, but part of me felt a little overwhelmed. I was like, where do I start? But then I just remember look for Annihilation, look for Nova, and look for books that you want to collect. Yeah. And I remember at the time reading online, what's this new Avengers? What Spider-Man and Wolverine on the Avengers?
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that they weren't a part of the team. I thought
they always have been.
Yeah, in my head they have always had been a part of the team, but they never really were.
Yeah.
Until Brian Michael Bendis New Avengers run. So I remember grabbing issue 31 of New Avengers.
I remember that cover so well.
I remember it too. It has a red background and it's a black and white drawing of Doctor Strange with the sword in his stomach.
Yeah. And
the blood coming out of him is red.
Yeah.
And I thought that was so cool. I had no idea what the hell was going on. I picked up that. I picked up Annihilation Nova number 4.
Because remember Dad had Annihilation Silver Surfer number 2?
Yes.
And I read that one over and over.
I did too. I had no idea what the fuck was going on.
Me neither. I was just like, all right. And then we'd also go on Marvel.com.
Yeah.
And look at trailers to the events that were going on because they came out with these little trailers.
Yeah. I remember the Planet Hulk trailer.
Yeah, the Planet Hulk trailer. And then the World War Hulk trailer I watched over and over.
Yeah. But I remember just going there and just choosing my books. And I believe I grabbed, or around that time, I grabbed Batman 666.
Yeah.
By Morrison and Kubert.
Yeah.
And that's how I just got into collecting New Avengers by Brian Michael Bendis, Batman by Grant Morrison.
Yeah.
And Nova by Dan Abnett and Andy Lanning. And yeah, I mean, it really was just going online, finding a character that I really wanted to get to know, and going to the nearest shop near me.
Yeah.
And picking up back issues and whatever series that they whatever ongoing was there, and whatever caught my attention.
Yeah.
If I liked it, I'd keep collecting it. If I didn't like it, I wouldn't do it. Like when I was collecting Fairest by Bill Willingham, the spin-off of Fables.
Fables, yeah.
Yeah, so
That's yeah, I know. That's really how I just started collecting comics. I mean, like, I can't really like say much for myself because it's the same exact story as yours.
yeah.
So, I mean, what I would say to our listeners out there, if you like the DC or Marvel cinematic universes and you always wanted to explore, don't be afraid to do like a little research, because even nowadays, even me, I was explaining this to Robin earlier. I said, I really want to get into Judge Dredd. Where do I start? I just went online and just saw, best stories and just kind of went from there.
Mm-hmm.
And so that led me to seeing something online saying that, it's okay to, once you get your feet in, you start by following a character and then you move on to following creators.
Yeah, that is definitely like the gradual next step of what you do. And it was because of collecting New Avengers that I went and I started collecting back issues of House of M and New Avengers, and then I went on when I bought that big ass lot on eBay of New Avengers. I think it was like 1 through 30.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, I remember when they came in, how excited I was.
Oh yeah. So something came to my mind right now, but do you remember on Wednesdays after church, me, you, and David would go to Kmart and we saw the small trades for Ultimate Spider-Man?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that was like another good way. I wish that comic books were more accessible like that.
Instead of just being at comic book stores and the random ones you'd find at a Barnes and Noble.
Yeah, well, my local Barnes and Noble has like a great graphic novel section. But yeah, like just finding, Ultimate Spider-Man. I remember David collecting those and just reading, like we're just trading off comics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, remember the three of us would go and we all have like different tastes in books.
Yeah.
But it was because of that we would just trade with each other. I remember reading Criminal by Brubaker and Phillips from you, and I never collected it myself until recently. I got the hardcovers.
Yeah.
But I always just remember reading Criminal from you. I collected Ultimate Spider-Man. Yeah. Oh, well, we all collected Ultimate Spider-Man.
No, I never collected it.
Oh, no?
No.
Oh, shit.
I was always reading it from you or David. Because David would collect all the stuff from the trades. Like Learning the Curve, Power and Responsibility, and all that other stuff. And then you would collect everything that was being published monthly at the time. So you were collecting the singles.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of like where there was still a gap in everything. But I think another great way for people to get into comics is, and it's been out for a long time, Marvel Unlimited.
Yeah, and the DC app, it was DC Universe Infinite.
Yeah, so DC Universe, that's more new.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember being on like Marvel.com in high school, and then that's when we got into it, because that's how I started reading X-Men from like the early 2000s, and then I got into Grant Morrison's new X-Men. Yeah, and then like I was just kind of catching up from there. Red Planet Hulk on there, and then I started collecting monthly World War Hulk.
Yeah,
and I remember just kind of being like I gravitated more towards graphic novels than I did single issues.
Yeah, you've always been that way.
Yeah, because I remember seeing the Annihilation book 2 over at Pulp Fiction.
Yeah,
I was like, I want that one. Like when Dad would give us our like weekly allowance or whatever, and it would just be comic books.
Yeah,
and I was just like, I'll take Annihilation because it has Silver Surfer on the cover, and I knew what that was. I read online like, all right, it's a big intergalactic war with all your favorite heroes. So,
yeah, and I picked up Final Crisis.
I had no idea what the fuck was going on in Final Crisis.
I hadn't. It took me about 4 or 5 read throughs through that to finally understand what that book was about.
Yeah, it took me a good 8 years.
Yeah. Yeah, it took me a while too, but we'll honestly, I would like to do an episode on that story.
Oh yeah. It's a fun story.
Yeah.
I know. I recently saw someone like, I'll never read it again. I don't understand. I was like, because you don't understand right now, man.
Yeah, you got to give it more time. Let it marinate.
Yeah, exactly.
But so for you, how would you start collecting comics yourself? As far as getting graphic novels.
Like, how did I start, or how would I start now if I was a new reader?
Well, let's start. You know what? We'll go with both.
Whatever interested me.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, like back then, it was just I saw a trade, and I just knew it was a graphic novel, as a collection of single issues put together into one single bound volume.
Mm-hmm.
Because you look at the first trade of Ultimate Spider-Man being published back then, it was the first 6 issues. And then I was like, okay, this seems like a very convenient way to collect it, even though the single issues had like these awesome covers, and I would like to collect it that way.
Yeah.
So I was doing both, and I remember my tome prize in high school was getting that trade paperback of Watchmen.
Yes.
I devoured that book in like a week just because it's so dense.
Yeah. And reading all the back matter.
Oh god, yeah. I still haven't finished all that back matter.
Oh, you know what? I did that during my most recent read through.
Yeah.
That was during the TV show, when the TV show was coming out
5 years ago.
Yeah.
I think graphic novels are very convenient, and I suggest a lot of people go get them. Get the collected editions. I know how important single issues are, because those make or break a run of comic books,
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, honestly, getting into comic books, everyone asks me, like, what should I read? And I ask them, like, well, what do you like? Like, what kind of stories are you into reading? Like, do you like stuff about, younger people? Do you like teenage drama? Do you like, stories about coming of age? Do you like crime? Do you like psychological thrillers? Do you like horror? Like, what is it? Do you like something more emotional, something more action packed where you don't have to think?
Mm-hmm.
And I always get, I don't know.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
They're like, oh, I don't know. And I'm just like, just tell me what you like. And I could
like,
pull something that is close to your tastes.
Yeah, it's really just finding a genre that you wouldn't mind just sitting down and getting, just getting into. Like, I know some people are really into like thrillers and suspense.
Yeah.
And, I could throw a couple books at you. And like, if you tell me you like that genre, I'll throw a couple books in your face.
Yeah, exactly. And I always still like, well, what character do you like?
Yeah, when people want to get into superheroes, it's really easy just to follow the character. Now, not every story is good.
Yes. Oh yeah. Let me ask you, do you remember what was like the first big letdown that you ever read from like one of your favorite characters that you read and you were like, this is just complete shit?
Spider-Man One More Day.
Oh yeah,
that was a huge letdown.
Yeah,
I always believed Peter Parker and Mary Jane should be together. Yeah, that's my personal belief. After I got into collecting comics, one of our friends got the Birth of Venom book, and that contained a lot of
so good.
Yeah,
such a good trade.
Yeah, and I had a good amount of Peter and Mary Jane together, and of course watching the cartoon, I believe that they're meant for each other.
Yeah.
And then One More Day deals with Peter selling his marriage to Mephisto, and it just really gets rid of the marriage.
Yeah.
And I remember that
to save Mary, or to save Aunt May.
Yeah, save Aunt May.
Yeah. So the worst my first comic book disappointment was probably Spider-Man Torment by Todd McFarlane. Yeah. I remember I bought the hardcover, the Marvel Premiere hardcover, and I thought the art was all right. I have a more understanding and appreciation for Todd McFarlane's art nowadays,
Mm-hmm.
but back then I didn't. I was like, this looks kind of ugly, and the story sucks.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's going on here? Nothing sounded natural as far as the dialogue went. It was too wordy.
Mm-hmm.
It was overwritten because it was honestly, it was his first writing job.
Yeah, that tends to happen for a first-time writer.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, oh, okay, this sucks. And then that led me into like finding other things like Spawn, and I don't like Spawn. Again, overwritten.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I remember that one being, I bought it and I felt like I wasted my money.
It looks, I think the design of the Lizard and Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, it looks great.
Looks cool, but there's not really much else to it.
There's nothing to it. It just looks cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, I would have to, my advice on that to fresh comic book readers is you don't have to collect everything.
Yes, you do not.
It's easy to get like really trapped in there, but you don't, because not everything is great. There are chunks of Spider-Man that are not good. It's so easy to get caught up in that completionist style and then like to overspend, and then because comic books is not a cheap hobby.
Yeah, it's only gone up in price since we started collecting.
Yeah, I remember Draw the Line at $2.99.
Yeah, I remember that, and because there was a big push to keep comic books at only $3 a pop.
Yeah,
when the rest of the market was going up to $4.
yeah,
and
it's sort of stagnated now.
I mean,
most they're $3.99 now, which when you add up all your pull list, it adds up, like per book.
Yeah, and it just depends on how many books you're collecting, and it's not only the big two of Marvel and DC. You know, it's independents. It's all the independents, Boom Studios.
Printing, paying these artists like what they're owed and their fair share for creating something so entertaining. Of course, the cost goes up.
Yeah, and you get big names like Jonathan Hickman. Each issue of Gods was about $7. Yeah. I didn't realize it because when I got my pull list, I was just paying for everything at once, and I didn't realize what the price was. And I was like, holy shit. Like the first issue, I think, was $10.
Yeah.
Because it was double size. You have two big names on it.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't, I mean, in the end, it was an all right book. Yeah. I would kind of wish it went on longer.
Yeah, I know a lot of people said that. I know personally it wasn't my thing.
Yeah,
but I mean, that's the thing too, is like, watch what you spend, collect only what you like, collect, and don't be afraid to like explore either. We mentioned this before. Like once you get comfortable with the creative team on a book and you're liking these stories, see what else they've done, because they've done some other great superhero books, but they've also done some non-great superhero books. Like, and
wait, non-great? Don't you mean great non-superhero?
Great non-superhero. I'm so sorry, Freudian slip. Yeah, so like Ed Brubaker, we talked about it,
Yeah.
with like, all right, yeah, you don't like his X-Men. I was like, wait, I do like his X-Men and his Captain America. He brought in the Winter Soldier, but that led us into getting into Criminal, getting into Killer Be Killed, Reckless. Incognito. I know Robin was selling me on Fatale, which I'm definitely going to pick up. The Fade Out, which is my favorite from him.
Yes. But then, sometimes you're introduced to writers when you're reading their big two work, and then you go and you follow their independent work.
Yeah.
Like for me, I got into Kieron Gillen with his Thor run after J. Michael Straczynski.
Yeah.
Back in, I think it was like 2009, I want to say. But yeah, and then he started writing X-Men, and then he started writing Iron Man afterwards, and Young Avengers, and I really loved his Young Avengers. So I went back and I started reading all his other work. Yeah. There was Die, there is Phonogram, and yeah.
Or I'm sorry, the Wicked and Divine.
Wicked and Divine. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
And even his most recent one, the Arthurian one.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah. with Dan Mora on art,
Oh,
the
geez.
amazing Dan Mora.
I know.
Yeah, so you go and you follow their independent work, and it's non-superhero stuff. It's just a variety of genres that they can do.
Yeah.
And sometimes you go and you follow these creators because you really like their work. You know what they're trying to say. For me, I think well, like author Mark Russell, I follow him.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Follow him wherever he goes, and it's just so much fun. Flintstones was amazing.
Yeah, I heard a Snagglepuss was great.
Snagglepuss was fucking great. I haven't read Prez.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he did Prez for DC.
They just released that in, I think, a digest size.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, yeah, for the younger readers, because I guess it was like a younger targeted thing.
Yeah, he did these Space Age Superman and Space Age Batman books recently, which are really good.
Yeah.
Now he's writing X Factor for Marvel Comics.
Oh,
Yeah, so it's you go and you follow, and I read his indie work too, Traveling to Mars, which is about a guy dying of cancer who's going to be the first person on Mars. There's this other one he did about this billionaire keeping people in his basement.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and he has a lot of commentary. In his work, but it's because I love that commentary so much. I follow the writer and whatever they do, especially when for me it's like, oh, they do a lot of creators just do indie books.
Yeah.
Then they go to the main two, and then they move back to indie books.
Yeah.
And that's when I start to follow them more, and then go back and start renting and reading.
Yeah, I would say like use your resources. Like there are a few good cheap ways to keep reading comic books without having to break the bank, especially if you're young, you're not making a lot of money, your job's not paying enough, whatever have you. Hoopla.
Yes, I use Hoopla all the time. It's a great app. All you need is a digital library card. And then create your login credentials, and then you can just go to the comic books tab on there, and they have almost like all like the entire catalog of like Boom Studios and Image Comics. And they sometimes when they come out with like new TMNT stuff, whenever something like that comes out, that's they upload it immediately to Hoopla, and you can rent it and read it. And mind you, Hoopla is free. Just get a digital library card if you're able to in your area, and you could be able to rent these comics. I think you get about 20 or 30 rentals a month, and it refreshes every first of the month.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to also go to the library and check out the graphic novel comic section and rent those books out, because you could still do that.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, that's a good way of keeping it free. I would say like next up on the tier is the subscription apps.
Yes.
You have your Marvel Unlimited. You have DC. What is it?
DCU Infinite.
DCU Infinite. And Comixology.
Yes. Comixology I think is now just Kindle.
Yeah, it's Kindle now. Yeah. So Kindle I know gives you like free graphic novels that you can use. They give you like certain ones that are free. Of course, you still have to pay. Or the free ones they come with your Amazon Prime account, right?
Yeah. Some of them are free. You could read samples.
Yeah.
And even like on Marvel, the Marvel and DC subscription, the digital subscriptions, you can go ahead and read. They sometimes release just like one issue for free that you're able to read.
Yeah.
It's not that expensive to have a monthly membership if you can afford it. Go ahead and do it. Sometimes you can wait till like a Marvel movie or a Marvel TV show comes out and they give you 50% off. Or like
a promo code.
Yeah, they give you a promo code so you can get a good percentage off, and then you can have a month free, or you can get a good percentage off for an entire year, which I think is pretty cool. And then you have access to most of their library, and it updates every week when when new issues come out.
Yeah. So yeah, you can go ahead and do those subscriptions. The thing with DC Universe Infinite is that they give you their independent line, like Vertigo and DC Black Label.
Yeah, that's what I really like about it too.
So it gives you like a lot of non-superhero stuff. Marvel, not necessarily really, and the thing too is Marvel doesn't put out any of their mature line on there either, so you can't read any of like Alias or Punisher Max or anything by Garth Ennis. Yeah, you don't get any of that stuff on there. You just get your standard superhero stuff. I mean, like I still get a lot of use out of it. I'm reading through Hulk right now, Peter David's Hulk.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, like on DC, I think you get more of an eclectic selection.
Yeah, that's how I'm reading Hellblazer.
Yeah, you're reading Hellblazer. I see that on there.
Yeah. And what's cool about the DC app is they also upload digital versions of their trades.
Yes, that is so convenient.
And they're collected editions, so you're not like searching for Robin issue 57, the next Nightwing issue 26, then
or like when you get into a crossover.
Yeah.
And you have to go search in because that's like Marvel gives you like a reading order list.
Yeah.
Whereas DC like has the trade of it, so you're not jumping around from series to series to series to series just reading a single issue. They're like, all right, this is the trade that collects them all, read it digitally.
Yeah, and I find that convenient. That's how I'm reading.
Very convenient.
That's how I'm reading Batman No Man's Land right now because they have the collected edition. So it's better for me than to read off of their reading list. I just go ahead and read that collected edition. All I have to do is swipe, and then I'm already in the next comic.
Yeah. So I mean, those are like easy ways to like get into comic books for either reading them for free or reading them at a low subscription price if you don't want to break the bank. Because eventually when it comes to Marvel and DC, is like there's a waiting period between a new issue coming out on the app.
Yes.
Like 3 months, right?
It's 3 months for Marvel and it's 1 month for DC.
Oh yeah. So yeah, you'll just be like a month behind on something, but I mean either way you still get what's coming out.
Yeah. You still get the modern storylines and you still do all that. And you're not hurting the creators when you're making these subscriptions.
Yeah.
Which is a great way to support the format, to support the industry, and support artists and creators.
Yeah, so I mean that's just that's our tips on how to really get into comic books, or how we got into comic books, what we think, helps. Because we understand that getting into comic books, even nowadays, we see the constant relaunches and we're like, oh, right, damn, dude, like you are making it harder for new readers to get into this. But yeah, again, if you have any questions for us, comicbrosauthority@gmail.com. Ask us any question. We'll do our best to reply and simplify things if you need to.
Yeah, and also you can ask questions on our Instagram page, on our TikTok page.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just comment a question that you have or send us a message. We'll make sure we reply. And if you want it to be a question that we read on the show, just go ahead and let us know. You won't,
Okay to print.
Yeah. Okay to print, and we'll give you a Marvel No Prize.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is Marvel No Prize means you get an answer that is just not fulfilling.
Yeah, exactly. No, but we'll do our best to answer any questions that you do have. Andre, thank you for sharing your story. It's very similar to mine, which is why I barely even spoke.
Oh yeah. I didn't even want to ask you anyways.
No. This was a surprise. This was a surprise session that we were doing. He didn't even know we were doing it.
I had no idea.
All right. Yeah. So thank you again for listening. Tune into our show weekly.
Yes. Thank you. All right.
Miles signing off.
Andre saying.